For years now, through both major political parties, the world's billionaires have directed U.S. policy for their own personal profit. This has included agreements like NAFTA, CAFTA, the World Trade Organization, falsely portrayed as supporting free trade, but in reality, promoting free investment, overturning U.S. laws, and putting American workers in competition with those in the third world. NAFTA has destroyed the quality of life and the standard of living on both sides of the Rio Grande. And by forcing Mexican farmers off the land, has been largely responsible for the flood of illegal immigrants into our country. Corporate control of our government has also resulted in a series of wars, from Iraq to Bosnia to Kosovo to Afghanistan to Iraq again. Wars which are never in the interest of those fighting them or of the families left behind. Wars which only serve the insatiable greed of the global investor class. Corporate power over our political system, over the media, and over most aspects of our lives is the greatest danger we face today. Those of us who dedicate our lives to peace, economic justice, and environmental preservation can make little progress in our struggle so long as ultimate power is in the hands of those who profit from war, poverty, and pollution. Well, I didn't get here tonight by taking corporate millions. I didn't get here by selling myself to the oil companies, the pharmaceutical companies, the insurance companies. To be quite honest, I'm not sure how I got here. But here I am, and as long as I am President of the United States, this government will serve the needs of the people, not the greeds of the wealthy elite. Now, turning things around won't be easy. What our Constitution allows me to change, I shall. But for much of what needs doing, I'll need the cooperation of you in Congress, and I ask for it tonight. You see, the Constitution does not make me the decider. Only the proposer and the implementer. You, the people's representatives, are the deciders. I am therefore vacating all the over 800 signing statements imposed by my predecessor. I'm revoking Presidential Directives 20 and 51, which give me dictatorial powers. I ask for the repeal of the misnamed Patriot Act. And all the martial law and special and dictatorial powers acts passed in the last 7 years. This is not a monarchy. But I warn you, members of Congress, if you continue to violate your constitutional responsibility to serve your constituents and instead serve only yourselves and the big money interests you are indebted to, if you continue to ignore the Constitution and attempt to protect the crooked, corporate-dominated status quo, I will go over your heads to the American people and ask them to retire all of you, regardless of party. We must sever the connection between big money and political power. This means electoral reform and media reform. Now, the latter can be done now. I have ordered the Federal Communications Commission to reinstate the fairness doctrine and equal time rules.
That's right.
And ownership.
And also to re-implement the ban on multiple ownership.
Yeah.
A free press is incompatible with corporate monopoly domination of the media.
Right.
Now, electoral reform is a little more complicated. The immediate need is for paper ballots.
Yeah.
We also need instant runoff voting, proportional representation,
Public finance.
the elimination of burdensome petition requirements for qualifying third-party and independent candidates, making Election Day a federal holiday so working people can actually vote, and true campaign finance reform, which means public financing.
That's right.
Now, once we succeed in separating big money and political power, everything becomes possible. In this richest of nations, we can, and we will, guarantee every American access to a good education, a decent job at a living wage, health care, and the undiluted protections of the Constitution and Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
Amen.
On health care, as a